Bargain Bros.
Starting off the day strong. Official coffee of the Boston Red Sox. How's that feel, Jams? So, I don't know if you guys saw the trailer or not. Essentially, me and Jams have a certain amount of money. In this case, it's $15 to spend on a brand new, not brand new, a video game. Before we start though, head over to Jams' channel because episode 2 is only going to be on his channel. So we're going to alternate episodes. And over on his channel, instead of finding the best video game, we're going to find the worst video game. So I'm pretty excited to start today. Let's get started. Jam spun the wheel. It landed on $15. So we're at my, it's kind of a local mall. It's about 15 minutes away. They have a GameStop there. They also have a kind of like a retro place. So $15 for a good game, that's pretty easy. So I don't know if he's having trouble where he is, but we're going to be looking at N64 games, SNES games, Wii, possibly Wii U. I know that's more of his specialty. But yeah. So I chose to get Desert Strike, and I know you're looking at the price, $9.99. It came out to like 11 something. I was a little bold on this one. I know that the our target is 15. This game, I know I kind of am taking a chance with this game because this game was originally released on the Genesis. So this is kind of a port to the Super Nintendo. I've heard about the Genesis game. I don't really know much about this game. All I know is it's a shoot 'em up, and it happens to be placed in the Gulf War. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's a good contender for the best game, and I went under budget. So I get bonus points for that, right?
The Royals are tied with the Mariners. Top of the 7th. No, it's the bottom of the 4th.
Here's the church.
It's a Lutheran church.
Then here's its competitor.
Uh-oh. Game on. Right there. They buy video games. Stressful. Alright. I gotta turn that. Okay. Okay. I got $15. I got $15. And I get to go spend that on a good game. Let's go find a good game. So I did the thing, and I spent the $15 on a good game.
Alright guys, now it is your turn. So me and Jams have just picked up our games, and at the top of the screen, when we are reviewing our games, you will see either hashtag Jams or hashtag Patrick, and you guys in the comment section below will choose who got the better game. So let's get it started. First up is Desert Strike. Desert Strike Return to the Gulf was a 1992 Electronics Art release, and originally for the Sega Genesis, later ported to the Super Nintendo, and I think a couple other consoles. So this game is basically a shoot-'em-up style game where the player controls a Apache helicopter and must defeat all these radicalists in the Middle East. So basically, short story with the plot. So you are after a self-proclaimed general named Kilbaba, who's seizing control of a fictional Gulf state, and basically he's a dictator in the Middle East. He has a bunch of nuclear weapons. So the United States decides to send a single helicopter, a single fucking helicopter. Let me just tell you now, I was only able to not even complete the first mission because this game is so goddamn balls hard. But I must say, for being a 1992 game, this game actually is super fun. And the thing that I like about it the most is that, yes, you are a single helicopter, you are a one-man Rambo type killing machine, but there's actually quite a bit of strategy in this game as well. So you, like I said, control a single Apache helicopter, and you must do a series of 4 different tasks that they give you. So one of the tasks, you'll be destroying satellite dishes. Others, you'll be destroying air bases. So I like that has a certain structure, and they tell you to do it in a certain order to stay alive. No matter what you do, you will never stay alive. You will continuously die. You will question your place on this earth because you cannot defeat the first level of goddamn Desert Strike Return to the fucking Gulf. But in all seriousness, this game has some pretty deep gameplay. Like I was saying before, you can refuel with different fuel boxes that are scattered around the level. You have to continuously manage your ammo, and you have to save your comrades in battle by picking them up and later dropping them off at drop-off points. So I actually do enjoy this game quite a bit. The nostalgia bug with this game is very, very strong. I remember my dad actually playing this game. I did not play this game, but I would always watch him, and I'm pretty damn sure that he passed the first level, so Dad, come over so I can beat this. Oh my god. Now, upon doing some further research of this game, it was quite controversial when it came out. The Gulf War had just ended a year prior. A lot of people gave EA some flack for kind of capitalizing on the Gulf War, but it, like I was saying before, with critical acclaim, this game came out with a vengeance. This series became so popular that Desert Strike was actually followed by 4 sequels: Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, Soviet Strike, and Nuclear Strike, and we can thank this game for bringing those sequels on. Also, another cool thing about this game is the lead designer, Mike Posen, had no prior video game experience. Posen developed a unique camera system in this game, which I really like. This kind of over-the-top, kind of slanted camera. It's really cool and dynamic. As far as the soundtrack, this soundtrack is bumping. Low-key lit. You'll have like the awesome kind of fast-paced Rambo running, you know, up the stairs type music. But then once you're dropped into this level, the music goes away and it's just like environmental sounds, just your guns, just the people screaming, and honestly, it kind of heightens the gameplay a little bit. I think in this case, less is more, heightens up the intensity and really adds to the overall game. So the Apache is armed with a machine gun, more powerful Hydra rockets, and more deadly Hellfire missiles. Again, you are very limited on these, so there is strategy involved with saving your weapons and, you know, deciding when to use them on, because once you're out of the missiles, you're pretty much a weak Apache helicopter with a dinky little machine gun that can't really take out a lot of people. So you got to learn to use your missiles and your Hellfire missiles very, very carefully, because you can soon just be completely out of ammo. Like I said, there are ammo crates, but they're kind of few and far between. And like I said before, I kept on dying. The first level, I could not even get by. I was gonna look up some codes to get to the second and third level, because this is an older game, so when you defeat the level, you do get a password that will bring you to the next level, so you don't have to do the first level again. But I just could not do it. This game is so goddamn frustrating. It controls well. It actually controls pretty well for being an older game. The controls are pretty precise. The only thing that I could say about this game is that the angle of the shot is really spotty. You have to move your helicopter around quite a bit to get that, to get that exact shot. So sometimes it can be frustrating in that regards. But honestly, this is a super fun game, and it's fun shooting the different people that are on the ground, shooting rockets at you, or shooting, with their machine guns. So the different enemy types is very, very cool for this game. But like I said, dude, this is balls hard. The other thing that I would criticize about this game is that you don't have a health meter, and you can't see how much ammo that you have. So it's kind of a game of guess and check. And if you used all your missiles, it's kind of it's frustrating to see because you can't really plan that out in that regard. So I think you have like 5 missiles. So when I kept playing it, I was kind of counting off the amount of missiles that I was using, which was kind of clunky. I haven't played the sequels to this, so hopefully they kind of gave you a health bar in later games. But yeah, the health bar would have really helped out a lot. Overall, I think this game was dope, man. There's a SNES charm and challenge about it. I would definitely recommend this game, and for the $9.99 price, I think I did pretty well on this one, so I'm really interested to see what Jams had. But yeah, that is Desert Strike Return to the Gulf for the SNES.
What is up, guys? Jams from Jam Scams here, and this is the first ever episode of Bargain Bros, but you already know that, and this is my choice for the $15 budget. It is Shadows of the Empire. Let's get right into this shit. Let's go. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire was developed in 1996 by LucasArts, and from what I understand, it is based on a book that was also released in 1996 and also named Shadows of the Empire. The main character of this game is Dash Rendar, and he is trying to help Luke and Leia survive from Prince Xizor's hand. And if you've never heard who Prince Xizor is, that's because it is exclusive to Shadows of the Empire. Basically, it takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but it doesn't anymore because Disney ruined that, so this game means nothing to the Star Wars story, but that doesn't make it a bad game. So let's get right into the gameplay. Let's go. This game starts off right with a battle on Hoth, where you control Dash Rendar in a speeder, and you have to take down enemy drones, enemy AT-STs, and enemy AT-ATs. These are the typical flying controls that you play in probably any flight game that you've ever played. Think Star Fox 64, but with Star Wars. And you know how they do with this cable, and they take down the AT-ATs, and you win the level, and that's about it. But then you get into the third-person sections, which are I know the game is 22 years old at this point, but these controls are atrocious. As you can expect with most early 3D third-person games, the controls use tank controls, and nobody likes tank controls. It is almost impossible to walk in this level without endlessly shooting at stuff in hopes that you'll hit an enemy before they hit you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I died a lot. There's enough health containers that you pick up throughout a level that you don't die necessarily, but you get very close to it. And unfortunately, this is most of the game, because the vehicle sections are just a bonus that you get. And this jump that Dash has is very floaty and hard to control. It's very hard to land where you want it to, and it leads to deaths that aren't your fault. It's the game's jumping mechanics fault. And this little section of the Hoth level gives me a panic attack because I think I'm going to fall off at almost every single moment I'm walking on this ledge. When you die, you lose a life, and you only have a limited amount of lives before you have to start the level from the beginning, because that's just how most old games work. But at least the game gives you an auto aim so you can shoot enemies easy. That's really cool. After the Hoth mission, you get to shoot TIE fighters with Dash's ship, the Outrider. And this was alright. Not much to say here other than, shooting and aiming. And I got a lot of flack from Pat and Joe that I couldn't beat this next part, but I am bad at video games, so that's just what's gonna happen. This level of the game has you riding on a train in a junkyard searching for the robot IG-88. The controls feel a lot better in this level, but that's probably because most of this level is standing still on this train. Since the game has auto aim and you're moving on a train that's moving forward for you, all you have to do is press the shoot button and you're clear. And then you get to the boss fight, which is against IG-88. And there was nothing I can do to beat this robot because I am terrible at video games. Basically, he kept trapping me in a corner and killing me instantly, and there's nothing I could do. I tried hiding, I tried everything, and I died. And apparently there's a cool Luke boss fight that you do, but I'm never going to make it there. So that was about 36% of Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. I don't know how far Patrick got in his Desert Strike game, the Gulf War game that he just talked about, but I'm going to have to say that Shadows of the Empire might be better. But that's not for me to decide. That's for you guys to decide. In the comments below, you're going to put hashtag Jams for Shadows of the Empire or hashtag Patrick for Desert Strike, and you guys get to decide who won and who had the better game that they reviewed. And in next week's episode, we'll go over that. But next week's episode is going to be on my channel. So that's youtube.com/jamsgams. And that's going to probably come, you know, soon.